What is up, everyone? UFC is finally back. We got UFC Vegas 84, Ankalaev versus Walker. Coming off of that weird first fight where Ankalaev kneed him while he was downed, and it should have been a DQ, but it was a no contest. And, whatever. First fight, you can't really take a lot from it, just that Ankalaev was winning the first round, but that's about it. But yeah, let's break down this card from a DFS perspective. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be breaking it down in terms of, the odds, the fight style, the stats, and a bit of my own opinion on the fight as well, but not a lot of that. And for the price, I'm not going to be talking about ownership or anything like that in this video. This is just strictly who are the good plays per the certain price point. And keep in mind, this is a very early look. A lot of things can change by Friday, and I will make an updated video on Friday to talk about that. So let's get into it. Let's start from the top. We got Gene Silva versus Weston Wilson. Now, a lot of things I'm hearing are that this line is just too wide. Like, who is Gene Silva to be minus 900 against anyone? And, I guess that's a fair point. UFC debut. A 9-1 favorite is just, I mean, in MMA, like, there's not a lot of fighters that deserve a 9-1 favorite tag in this game. But nonetheless, it's DFS, so we have to take this kind of at surface level. He is a 9-1 favorite. That's just the reality. And for 9.6K, that's perfectly fine. And, he's minus 200 to win by knockout. He's minus 150 to win in round one. So, long story short, whether the lines are fragile or not, he just is a good play. He's going to, get the knockout in round one like 60% of the time. And that's, a pretty good metric for this price. So Gene Silva's a good play. Weston Wilson, I really just never play these guys that are plus 300, plus 400 or above just because they're not winning often enough. Now, I will say if we go through the rest of the card and there's almost no underdog somehow, I'll take a look at him just because of, the possible variance in this line and, a lot of unknowns. But for right now, he's a fade. Then we got Cortez Acosta versus Arlovsky. Pretty simple here. I'm not going to be on Arlovsky. He's plus 500 to win. And Cortez Acosta minus 265. That's pretty good for that price. Plus 200 round one. It's not fantastic, but he's in play. He's a good play, I guess. Nothing spectacular, but both these top guys are in play. Then we got Ankalaev. He's got 5 rounds to work with, possible takedown upside. Although this fight is not, it's not expected to go all 5, so keep that in mind. Minus 260 by KO. Plus 150 round one. It's pretty strong stuff. Minus 400 overall. So yeah, I mean, Ankalaev's a pretty good play. Yeah, he's a little bit better than Acosta in my opinion. And yeah, he's a good play. Someone that's going to be popular, I assume, as well. But his metrics are solid. And then Johnny Walker, once again, just hard for me to get to these guys that are plus 400. I understand, Johnny Walker is super athletic, has a chance to get the knockout, whatever. But the reality is all that stuff is baked into the line, and he still is a big underdog, and I just don't think I'm going to get to it. But, maybe. I don't think so, though. Tom Nolan versus Mata. So 9.2K for Tom Nolan. He's minus 110 round one. That's really strong stuff. minus 300, and yeah, I mean, really good stuff here. Tom Nolan, I'd say he's more of like an elite play. Yeah, he's really good for this price. Uh, Definitely better than Acosta. I'd say Acosta sticks out as the weakest play out of this range, considering his price uh, compared to these other guys. He's still in play, but right now Tom Nolan, he looks really strong at 9.2K with these kind of metrics. And yeah, I mean, this fight's gonna end in round one again, like 60% of the time. So one of these guys are gonna smash. So now we have to look at and see if Tom Nolan is that good of a play. Is Mata worth playing as well? Uh, he's 7K, so we need like plus 350 to make this work probably. And I mean, yeah, he's yeah. So Nicholas Mata is a good play. I like both sides of this fight in DFS, and I don't really have a strong opinion as far as what I think is going to happen. But the odds are telling me that this is a fight I want to be on both sides of. Then we got Marcus McGee versus Bolanos. 9.1K, so like minus 110. ITD would probably be okay. And yeah, he's right there. So yeah, he's in play. And then his opponent, 7.1K. I mean, yeah, right around. Yeah, okay, yeah. So plus 350 is what I'm looking for about at that price. And yeah, he's in play as well. So I think both sides of this fight are strong in DFS. Then we got Manel Cop, 9K. So once again, like right around minus 110 is probably what I'm looking for. He's plus like 180, accounting for the no vig. It's really not strong. Yeah, the fight's pretty favored to go all three. And Cop is pretty much a pure striker. And on the other side, Manel Cop is kind of a low volume striker, has maybe a hint of grappling upside. And he's plus 700 ITD. That's not good at all. So off the bat, this fight is looking like a fade to me, if you want to know the truth. Yeah, just based on pure metrics, this fight's a fade. Especially with, I mean, look at all the 9K guys we talked about that have just way better metrics. So yeah, no thanks on that fight. Then we got Fury Basharat at 8.9K, so maybe like plus 120-ish. ITD would be good. He's like plus 250 or so. Just not strong at all. And his opponent just not good at all either. So in DFS, I think this is a fight you can pass on as well. Then we got Joshua Van versus Felipe Boons, I think is how you say it. I'm not sure. Once again, like, I don't know, plus 150 or so. I mean, okay. Joshua Van he's kind of fringy. I guess he's okay, right? I guess he's okay. But nothing extremely strong. And then Boone's like plus 280-ish. And, he's, from what I hear, is a grappler. 7.4K. I guess I like the Felipe side of this fight, if anything. And Van is probably fringy at best, but, probably a dogger pass in DFS looking at it right now. But again, things could change from now until lock, but that's just kind of my opinion right now on that fight. And then next up, we got Ricky Simone. He's kind of just a shoe-in DFS. Has pretty much a grappling heavy approach to winning his fights. So even though he's probably not going to rate that well to win by finish, which he's not, he's probably in play just because of his grappling upside. You can see here, he can put up 100 points or so in a decision win. So Ricky Simone, good play. His opponent, like plus 300. I mean, probably fringy. Bautista probably fringy, but Ricky Simone's a good play. Okay. Then we got Semmelsberger. Semmelsberger is like the knockdown king. Like I'm pretty sure this guy is a knockdown in like almost all of his fights. It's pretty crazy. Like, so I normally would never say this, but like maybe Semmelsberger has like knockdown upside. Like I've never said that about a fighter, but he just seems to get a knockdown in all of his fights, even if he's, going to decision, even, 3 knockdowns in a decision win. So this guy, I don't know, he just can't find the finishing shots after he gets these knockdowns sometimes. But anyway, yeah, Semmelsberger, he's probably gonna have knockout upside, knockout and knockdown upside together. Plus one, yeah, I mean, this is a really strong ITD line for this price. So Semmelsberger's a good play. And then on the other hand, Parsons' win condition is usually based around a lot of grappling. So I imagine he's going to rate to be a good play as well. And his ITD line is also solid. So I like both sides of this fight for DFS. Maybe we see Parsons get knocked down 3 times and stand back. A lot of chaos that could happen in this fight. A lot of fantasy points to be had. So yeah, give me both sides of this fight in DFS. Then we got Bruno Ferreira versus. I mean, this is the easiest breakdown. Not in terms of who's going to win, but for DFS, you gotta get both sides. This fight's gonna end in the first round. Once again, like 60% of the time, and it's pretty much 50-50 of who's gonna win. So both sides of this fight are good. But Bruno is really strong in terms of his metrics. He's 8.3K, minus 135 ITD. Phil Hawes like plus 200, which is okay. I mean, yeah, that's solid actually. Yeah, that's good. And not to mention Phil Hawes has a bit of takedown upside. So yeah, give me both sides of this fight. But Ferreira is gonna rate to be an elite play just purely based on the metrics. What is he to win in? Wow, this is interesting. He's only plus 200 to win in round 1. I didn't expect that, but regardless, his ITD is really strong, and I like both sides of this fight. Jim Miller Benitez, kind of the same exact situation. I think both these guys are going to have strong ITD lines, and the fight is pretty much 50-50, with Jim Miller getting a little bit more love as the week goes on. But yeah, both sides are good. And that's it. Okay. That's it. So just to recap, very early look. I think Gene Silva's a good play. Cortez Acosta is fine. Ankalaev's a good play. Nolan's an elite play. McGee is a good play. Kopp is a fade for right now. Basharat's a fade for right now. Van is fringy, but probably a fade. Ricky Simone's a good play. Semmelsberger's a good play. Ferrer's an elite play. Jim Miller and Benitez are both good plays. Phil Hawes is a good play. Parsons is a good play. Bautista is fringy, kind of undecided on him right now. Felipe is fine / fringy. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with him yet. Lapos a fade, Nicolaus a fade, Bolanos good play, Mata good play, and then the bottom 3 are fades. But we'll see what goes on later in the week and if I change my mind on any of them. So that's the early look. I went through it kind of fast, but the idea is to just get a basic understanding of what the slate looks like. We got 12 fights, look through the metrics, see what's going on, and then come back on Friday and see how it changed and if we need to make any changes to the player pool based on that. So if you have any questions about MMA DFS or this slate in general, please leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer it. And I will see you guys on Friday. Thanks for watching.